This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so we have learned the ping process. Can you tell me how ping 10.0.0.1
Okay.
how it will happen and what is going behind that? If this is your PC1,
Okay.
this is your R1, and you are
Okay.
trying to ping your router, your default gateway, how the process will work step by step.
First of all, it will send that ICMP echo request. PC1 will send it to R1. ICMP
Okay.
echo request. So once it sends that ICMP echo request, then ARP process will happen.
When?
Right? When the PC1 is trying to connect to R1.
So first the PC1 will send this.
Yeah, it will send ICMP echo request, correct, to R1. Then it'll then that ARP process will happen, I think, because it doesn't know the destination MAC address. So the ARP process will happen, right?
No.
Okay.
See, the PC1 will send ICMP echo request when PC1 will have source IP, destination IP, source MAC.
Okay.
1 minute. 1 minute, I'm reconnecting.
Okay, that's fine. You have a dog at your place.
1 minute, 1 minute.
Okay. No, I can't see anything. The screen went off.
1 minute.
Okay.
Now can you see?
Yeah. I can see now.
So PC1 will never send ICMP echo request until and unless it has all these 4 information.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it will have the destination MAC address also. Then while sending echo request, is it?
Yeah. When you do ping from PC1 to R1, it will generate. PC1 will generate ICMP echo request.
Yeah, correct. That's the first step.
Generate only. It will generate.
Okay.
It is not sending towards R1. It is only generating the packet.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So I'll tell you here the process one more time. Okay.
Okay.
When you try to ping your gateway, from PC1.
Okay.
First step is PC1 will check this destination IP address is in my network or not. This is the first step. For that, it will do AND operation. Okay.
And operation means?
AND operation means comparison.
Okay.
10.0.0.10. This is the PC IP address.
Yeah. Oh, it will compare PC IP and gateway IP, is it? And do AND operation.
Yeah. This is R1 IP address. It will do AND operation and it will check whether it is in my network or not.
Okay, got it.
Okay. After that, it will see that yes, it is in my network. Yes, the destination address is in my network.
Okay.
After that, second, in the second step, it will see our cache memory. Our cache memory means our table. PC1 will check its own R cache memory. In the R cache memory, it will check the MAC address.
MAC address of R1, destination MAC address.
Associated to 10.0.0.1.
Okay.
R1.
Okay.
If the MAC address is present, then it is fine. Otherwise, PC1, the PC1 will generate a request.
Okay.
And in the whole process, the ICMP echo request will be on hold.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay. So here, if the MAC address is not present in the R cache memory or R table, the PC1 will generate one R request. This is a broadcast request.
Okay.
In the R request, source IP, destination IP, source MAC, and destination MAC. Everything will be there, but destination MAC address will not be there. So this ARP request will send by PC1 within the network. It is a broadcast request. So this request will reach or receive by every device, every networking device, and everyone will discard this request, but the destination IP address 10.0.0.1 will accept this request, will accept because the destination IP belongs to R1. So R1 will accept this and reply back. And reply back to PC1 with a unicast reply, R reply.
Okay. Okay.
R reply by R1 to PC1, and it will provide source IP, destination IP your PC IP, source IP your R1 IP. This is your PC1 destination.
Okay.
Source MAC will be your R1 MAC address, and destination MAC will be your PC1 MAC address. So this information will go towards the PC1. Now the PC1 will have the MAC address of R1 after receiving this R reply. After receiving this ARP reply by PC1, PC1 will update. PC1 will update his R table.
Okay, okay.
After that, PC1 will release ICMP echo request.
Oh,
First,
okay.
R1.
Okay.
Okay. Once the R1 will receive the ICMP request, it will see that destination IP address is mine, so it will provide the ICO reply.
Reply. Okay.
Echo reply.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
When the R1 will send one ICMP echo reply, so it will not do R because it has already the MAC address of PC1. Got
Yeah.
my point?
Yes. Yes.
How?
Correct.
Okay. Okay. And then ICMP echo reply will receive by PC1. So you will see on your screen that destination is available and your ping process is complete.
Ping process
Fine.
is successful. Yeah. Yeah.
Successful.
Actually, I couldn't
Okay.
find this. Yeah. Actually, I couldn't find this explanation anywhere in internet. This is the first time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Done. So
Yeah. Done.
this is the ping process. ARP is done. Now CDP. CDP is a Cisco Discovery Protocol. Every Cisco device will send a CDP packet to find out its neighbor. Who is my neighbor? So for that, Cisco devices use CDP, Cisco Discovery Protocol. Okay, every device. This is a Cisco proprietary protocol. Only Cisco devices uses CDP. Fine. Okay. Hello. Tilak. Hello.
Oh, hello. Sorry. I lost the
Yeah.
network for some time. Yeah.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Fine.
Okay.
So, what is the full form of CDP? Cisco Discovery Protocol, is it?
Cisco Discovery Protocol.
Okay. Okay.
Cisco Discovery Protocol.
Okay. And every Cisco
Fine.
device will have this protocol, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
With the help of Cisco Discovery Protocol, they find out who is my neighbor. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So now we will see what is Telnet. Do you
Okay.
know something about Telnet?
Yeah, Telnet is used to remotely log into any devices. That's what I know. It is a command used to remotely connect to any device. It is something like what is it? SSH. I think something like that.
Yeah. 1 minute.
Okay. Hello.
Yeah. Just give me 1 minute.
Okay.
1 minute. One. Actually, I'm checking one sheet. I have one sheet related to Telnet.
Okay.
That is, I'm finding. Hmm. 1 minute, Tilak, huh?
Okay.
Okay. Now, can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see the screen now.
Okay. See, I will tell you. 1 minute. Again, I am changing my screen because I want to show you something. 1 minute.
How many screens here? I see 3 screens.
I have only 2 screens, but it is showing wrong.
Okay.
Now can you see? Now can you see, Tilak? Hello.
No, sorry, I was speaking on mute. Yes, I can see that telnet. You have written telnet, right? You can see that screen.
Okay. See, telnet is a telnet is a program similar to SSH. We can use telnet to remotely log into any device. Okay.
Okay.
With the help of telnet, we can log in to any device, and it is an application protocol. Fine. It is an application protocol, and we can use to log in to any device virtually or remotely. We can access a computer.
Oh, okay.
Fine.
Okay.
Suppose this is your PC and this is your router. 10.0.0.1 and this is 10.0.0.10. Fine.
Yeah. Yes.
1 minute.
So you said that it's application protocol, right?
Yeah, application protocol.
So is it that layer 7 protocol in ASI model? Because in OSI it's layer 7, right? Can we say layer 7 protocol?
Yeah, you can say that.
Okay.
It works on layer 7.
Okay.
1 minute.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello? Oh, okay. I think I thought I lost the connection. Okay, fine.
Fine. Hello.
Yeah. Hello. Just tell me, Shailesh.
Yeah. So this is a protocol. This is a application layer protocol. Fine. And
Okay.
it is used to remotely access any network, or sorry, any device. We can access any device remotely. Okay. And if I talk about Telnet and SSH, both are same, but the main thing is whatever the communication will happen in Telnet via Telnet, all will be in the text, plain text. Text oriented communication will be there.
Okay. Okay.
If I maintain a virtual terminal connection, means a virtual connection between two devices, the communication will happen in the simple text. Anyone can check the text, what is going on.
Okay.
Fine. And it uses TCP protocol. Telnet is basically a TCP, it uses a TCP protocol, transmission control protocol. Fine.
Yeah, fine.
And how it happens, I will tell you.
Okay, so if it is using TCP protocol, then port number is 23, right? For TCP.
Yeah. Telnet port number is 23.
Okay.
One minute.
Okay. I think sometimes there is problem in switching the screens, I feel. Because sometimes one screen is not visible immediately. I'll have to wait for some time.
Yeah. Now can you see the screen?
I see that Telnet screen, PC1 and R1.
Okay, now?
Yeah, now I see the screen. Yes. Okay.
Now can you see?
Yes. You have written PC1 Putty application.
Okay.
So in Putty,
yeah.
we have Telnet, right? We have Telnet in Putty, right? We have Telnet option in Putty, right? Telnet is one of the options, right, in Putty?
Putty is a terminal application.
Okay.
Putty is nothing but a terminal application by which you can do Telnet, you can do SSH like that, na?
Yeah. I saw those options, right.